What's up, everybody? It is April 15th, normally tax day. I'm taxing these hives right now, so you know, because I'm out making splits. So I am not going to film a whole bunch. I made splits yesterday. It was unbelievably windy in Post Falls here, but we got split off the wild hive, St. Mary split, Colossus. Everyone's doing orientation flights, and they've been sitting for a day, and they're actually just I see people bringing in pollen already, and these are great splits. So I'm out at the big yard. There's a bunch of just empty nukes there, and then we have split off the Nordman swarm, split off the Liberty hive. They're all doing great. Everyone's really just settling in here, which is kind of nice. And then I just made 5 more. So we've got Skip Baker's Saskatraz bees right here. That's going to be a heck of a nice hive of bees. I've got another one here from the big St. Mary's, the old St. Mary's split hive that I made. And let's see, I got the Pacific Northwest Carnies split off a Big Blue, and the WSU Carnies right there. So I had something happen, and so that's what I'm doing, just making splits today, out running around. I might film making one more. I need to look through these guys, the Nordman swarm. The last time I was in there, I'll have to look back at my notes, they were queenless. The co-pilot swarm was queenless. They requeened, if you remember, a couple videos ago, like a month ago, and so that's exciting. I haven't, I'm gonna just see how she's doing, if she's laying yet. She should be. But here's the issue that I had, and kind of bittersweet. Not sweet at all, except for I was able to catch them in time. Those are the Cordovans. You guys remember how big the Cordovans were, and it is the craziest thing to me because they were in 2 deeps and a medium, and they were the biggest colony that I had. I mean, you know how prized I am of my Cordovans. Can you see this? Did you see all these bees? Dead. Look at that mass of bees. Probably 75% of the colony is down there. What happened? I'll tell you. The colony was so big that they ran out of food. They ate themselves out of food. And as the bees died, because it was been cold for the past 10 days or last week, I had the small entrance reducer turned right there. And as the bees died, they clogged the entrance reducer. So all they had was that hole, the upper entrance. Luckily they had the upper entrance, or the whole hive would have perished. And so when I opened them up, they were sick. I just was like, oh my God. These are all the dead bees I scooped out of that bottom. I was just sick, like so sick to my stomach when I saw it. And luckily came out to make splits yesterday and had honey frames with me, and I grabbed the honey frames and I just started cutting them open. After I cleaned the whole hive out, just started cutting them open and putting them back in. I found my queen, and she was just barely moving, and came back out today and she's good as new. She's laying again. But it was the craziest thing because I thought that they were poisoned. I thought that I poisoned them maybe by vaping them. But I started looking at the rest of the colonies, and I treated everybody else the same. And you can see how well everyone else is. And so I opened them up, and it was the whole, well, I bet you I can show you, because I bet you I still have some of the frames. Do you know what colonies look like when they starve in the wintertime, where they just have their butts hanging out of the cells? Let's see. I might have left them all. Okay. So when colonies are starving out, see that bee right there? See how it's buried the whole way down into the cell, like it's trying to get every last little bit of nectar out of there. There's another one right there, right there, one right there. So that's what they look like when they starve out. They'll bury themselves into, there's another one, two more. They'll bury themselves in their cells. And that's what I found the whole colony, like no food. Like zero food in there. And so I had Paul and Patty's with me. If it was another day, they would have died. But what happened, aside from there not being any food, like I said, was they jammed the whole thing up. There was no ventilation. So remember, I've always told you guys, in the wintertime, when your bees die, they fall to the ground. And if you can't get them out, if you can't come in and scoop them out, they'll clog up the hive, which is why I always run upper entrances. And if I wouldn't have had that upper entrance on, all my Cordovans would have been dead, because the hive was that big. I mean, it was summer capacity, 2 deeps and a medium, and so big that they ate themselves to death. They ate all of their stores. Now, who in the hell would ever think that that could happen in April? Middle of April, and a colony almost dies from starvation, because there's a lot of pollen out, but not a lot of nectar. Nectar should hit really hard this week. Anyway, I'm going to run through, see what we can see in the rest of these hives, and quit talking about stuff here. But I'm pretty excited about these split. Oh man, I got some of these splits are just massive. This split right here is massive. It is going to be such an incredible nucleus colony of bees. But yeah, everyone else looking good, man. We're just waiting on queens. About 17 days, or till May. Let's open a hive. Okay, I just had popped off the western that's on there, because I have a feeling she's laying down here, and not super excited about what I see, because I see a bunch of drone comb down in there. So I'm hoping that we don't have a drone layer. And so I'm just, oops, sorry about that, guys. Messing with my sleeve here as I do this inspection. So nice nectar frame, full of nectar and pollen, which they always keep next to the brood, the pollen frames. And so that tells me it's going to be a brood frame next. So let me separate these things and I'll turn back on here in a minute. Okay, well, unfortunately, I don't think that our queen made it back from her mating flight. Haven't looked up top yet, but I see a lot of drone brood down here, which means we have a laying worker in here somewhere. So, show you what I mean. So I don't see our queen on here anywhere, but see all this. I'll turn it this way here, hold on. I'm not worried about smashing too many bees, I guess. See all that drone brood? Move these girls. So there's drone brood right there. I don't see a queen anywhere. Yeah. Luckily, I have 3 very incredible queens on their way right now. Yeah, see, they're trying to make cups again. See them trying to make cups again right there. Down here at the bottom. And more drone brood up top, up around the top. More drone brood here. So, pretty chill bees, but bummer. So I'm looking down in those cells real hard to see if I can see a bunch of eggs. So a lot of times with drone layer or laying worker, you'll see just, 2 to 3 or 4 eggs in a cell, and they're usually just all by them, mashed to the side walls. Or I'll look up top. I don't see any sign of a queen though. Dang it. I was so excited. Doggone it. Alright, well, that's fine. I'm going to bust them apart into a couple of nukes, and Saturday they're going to get requeened. So I will go through that upper box just to see if she's up there, but I doubt it. Let me look at the rest of these real quick. Well, suck. Good and bad, I guess. Today's Thursday. My queens are going to be here on Saturday, so we already know that they're queenless. I'll be able to bust them apart, put them into nukes, and add queens to nukes. And so those are for myself. If you bought if you bought nukes from me, you will not get any of those. Those 3 queens come to me because they're brought in specifically for, I always buy multiples, because if you only buy 1 queen at a time and the queen doesn't take, then you're out shipping and the cost of the queen, which shipping is the same price as a queen. And so I always bring in 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. That way I don't have to worry about if one of them doesn't get accepted, I'm not out anything. I can just merge the colony then. But these guys are going to be part of one of the queen introductions that I bring in, and we're going to check these guys right now, the old hotheads. Dalton colony, yeah. So these guys have always been awful, which is why I never give any of these splits to anybody. They weren't bad when I first got them. The past couple of years, they've gotten really hot, and so they'd never get any split. I never split this colony. One person got this colony, a good friend of mine, Will Olson, Moose Meadow Apiaries. He got a split off of these bees, and he loves them. But anyway, let's go through here and see what we can get. I have a feeling they're queenless too, but we'll see. Okay, so I don't have to look any further. I can look into these cells, and I do see larvae in these cells. Let me see if I can catch the sun just right. I might look a little bit more. You can see that larva in there, but look at the cups on the bottom. So I just busted these cups open. So look here. How many eggs do you see in those? Right? See if I can get in the light here. So that one has like 4 eggs. That one has 4 eggs. I'm sure that one over there is the same way. And so I'm assuming they're queenless. They're actually not acting very hot. I'll look through a couple more cells. But that's actually, I see larvae in there, but the eggs that I see are clear over on the side walls. So let me see what else I can find in this thing. So more cups. Look at the red pollen on this bee. You see her? Where'd she go? I've got a bad glare, so I can't see too well. But there was a bee right there that had beautiful, right there, beautiful pink pollen. Really pretty. So again, I see larvae in cells, and like a lot of larvae, more so than like a laying worker. Well, those are singles. Oh. Keep digging. Alright, everybody's back together. So don't know what kind of to make out of it, because it's funny. So all of the, like those cups that I was showing you had a couple of eggs in them, but the cells that I was looking at just had single eggs in them, like 1 egg that would be representative of a queen, and larvae growing. Now, having said that, some of the eggs were off to the side of the cell, not straight up and down, but kind of laying off to the side, which then kind of shows me that it's a laying worker, because that's the way that they would do it. But if it is, she's damn good at it, because she's only putting 1 egg per cell. Now, having said that also, That's the way that a brand new queen will lay, is kind of messed up until she learns how to do it. And so they're starting to get a little spicy. It's getting windy out. I'll open them up in the next couple of days again and kind of see what materializes, and maybe we requeen them too. So that's what I got. I might look through these guys. Maybe. That's what I got for now. Tim, Post Falls Honey Company. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for nukes. More splits.